So, yeah, I mean, I'm not a big soap opera guy. You don't strike me as a big soap opera guy, but as the world turns, according to Aljamain Sterling, it seems like every day there's a headline and an update. So where do we stand right now here? Training camp's got to be getting started pretty soon, I would think.
He was just in here. He hit for 5 rounds. We analyzed a couple of fights. Well, we only did a couple of rounds. That was it. Yeah, he's pulling himself into it slowly but surely.
Oh, and I have no doubt that he'll be fine, and he's very mentally forged. But he's enormous right now, which is fine. You know, that shouldn't affect the betting line necessarily. Have you seen the betting line yet, Ray?
No, what is the betting line?
Do you have a guess before we just offer that type of information up to you?
Think, no, I want to say but it was like a week ago. I heard Aljo was a minus. He was the favorite, maybe minus 180, 200, something like that.
Yeah, it's even north of that. Sean O'Malley right now on DraftKings Sportsbook is plus 215.
Wow.
I mean, Ray, you got a guy favorite at this clip. You got to get that done, Ray. Right, Kenny? I mean, I know this guy. No, I'm just kidding. So it is interesting because so many people have sounded off on this. Tim Welch, I believe, did an interview with Ariel Helwani, and Sean O'Malley has sort of maybe bloated the timeline, suggesting that Aljamain had 4 months. I guess for me, and I wanted to get Kenny's thoughts on this as part of my notes today, is just like there's a decompression period, especially after a 5-round championship fight. And the notion that like Henry Cejudo, and I love you, Henry, but would go public 2.5 weeks after this title defense of Sterling's. And it's not as though it's its first title defense. And to be like, hey, if Aljo can't fight O'Malley, I'll fight him. You know, it's almost like lunacy, right? And if you are a sports fan at your core, when Cejudo started getting injected into this, like, let us not forget, my calendar says May, and that is the month in which your pupil defended his title successfully. So, I don't know, man. It's just absolutely crazy to me how it's exciting for me as a fan. It's a huge fight, Sterling O'Malley, and it's happening quickly in our hometown. But my goodness, man, like this is a quick turn after a 5-round fight.
Yeah, I think the point to me is that he definitely publicly said he'd fight in September. I mean, we're talking about 4 weeks. Like that can't upset a schedule that bad, can it? 4 weeks. He's saying September would have been no problem. I don't know. That's where I have the problem. Why we got to force it 4 weeks earlier?
Well, if I'm Team Sterling, you know, I'm thinking there's tremendous value in an extra 4 weeks, right? That I probably would have made that demand, but it sounds like that's too late in time. Kenny, obviously you can speak to this, having not only gone into a 4th round against BJ Penn, but having gone 5 rounds against Jose Aldo and Sean Shirk, I believe, back in the day. Like, I know that his fight with Cejudo wasn't inherently violent in terms of like his absorption, but mentally, physically, that's a quick flip switch for Aljamain Sterling. And I think it's asking a lot, right? To turn around and beat Sean O'Malley here coming up August 19th.
Yeah, you know, there's a couple of things, right? There's the fight itself, and a 5-round fight could be a big problem, right? A lot of things can happen over the course of 25 minutes. There's a lot of wear and tear that happens on your body. But what people forget is the 5-round camp that you have to put in preparation for that. And it is absolutely grueling. And I think it's very healthy and normal and good for a fighter to take some time off, not only after a grueling 25-minute fight, but after a grueling camp like that. It's good for your mind. It's good for your spirit. You know, your body's going to have to recover. So all those things are super important, you know, for you to take time and be able to do that. So, and it wears on you. It can easily wear on you mentally. And as the champ, you have that big target on your back, of course. And, you know, it is a tight turnaround. This isn't just a 3-round fight that he's coming from. And it's not just, you know, this is the world championship that he's trying to hold on to here.
Yeah, and John, my thing is that he is the champ, and I think he deserves a little input and a little respect on that. I don't think it's a big deal if the guy asks for 4 more weeks to defend his title. He's not like he wants to fight. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
look, he can't even relish in his win. He's already has to think about
that's part of it too.
I'm a big believer. Work hard, play hard. You know what I mean? You could play hard as long as when you come in and you have to do what you have to do, you train hard. And I mean, like, we're at a Memorial Day party. A guy, technically, what do you want him not to drink or socialize?
Right.
You know, he's already, they put him in a weird position because we didn't even get out of the octagon, and all of a sudden O'Malley's is injected into the conversation. I mean, we never made it out of the octagon. And I think the narrative they had was already written that's when they wanted to fight. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. A guy doesn't defend his title in 3 months or 4 months and you strip him. I mean, or you have an interim title. I don't see any logic in that at all. It's not, guy's not even saying he just wants to rest. That's it. He didn't say he was hurt. He's going to be out for a year. We get that part. But now it's because if you don't do what we want you to do, when we want you to do it, we're stripping you of the title. And I think that's where it gets a little wacky to me.
Yeah. Yeah. So if we demanded that you get a haircut high and tight for the sake of the show, to not be all over the place in the middle of the screen. I mean, we're on a network now. Would you get a haircut for the show? I mean, it doesn't sound like you would cower to that type of demand.
No, 100%. I'll get a haircut every day if you want me to.
So I keep banging this Aljamain Sterling drum, perhaps at my own peril, but I try to support all of these fighters, right? If you were to ask the roster, right, in terms of me either commenting to them on Instagram or privately, hundreds, if not thousands of messages. And I try to be individualistic about it. But one thing that I do say to fighters after a win is, like, enjoy the fruits. And he's certainly not being afforded that opportunity. Let me ask you this. Is there any upside to the quick turn? Either of you?
I mean, the only upside, I guess, is financially,
But not in terms of being in shape, not getting super bloated and putting together back-to-back training camps.
Yeah, that's tough, John. Just like what Kenny said, it's not even a lot of times you think about, but to do a 5-round camp, which is different than a 3-round camp, and now you're doing it over and over again, your body has to relax. I mean, he does push himself hard, and, everybody's set in their own ways. Look, and everybody's different. I mean, Merab probably would fight once every 2 weeks. He might not last that long doing that, but he's definitely not against it. If Cejudo would have said he would have fought him, I'm telling you, he wouldn't even have went for the hand operation. He would have fought with a busted hand. Now, I don't think that's the smartest thing to do, but that's Merab's comfort zone. He wants to get in there and do it healthy, not healthy. It's he fought even with Frankie Saenz. Guy had a full-fledged flu. I couldn't stop him.
Right.
So everybody's different. Aljo's more of a cerebral guy. He's a thinker. He likes to plan things out. He likes to do things, the way he's found success. And I embrace that with him. We just had a great chat about a couple of things about fighting, and, I let him know what I'm thinking, and he lets me know what he's thinking.